friends, it's Erica. Welcome back to the Jillibean Soup YouTube channel. Today I have another video for Tutorial Tuesday, and today I am just going to be sharing how to create a easy background and also show you how to back cut files. So I'm going to use this cut file that you can pick up in the Silhouette Design store from Jillibean Soup. And what I do to back the file is turn it over and then turn the pattern paper over and then trace the inside of the letters. This cut file here is very, very easy to back, and I'm just gonna back these X's with this paper from the 6x6 plaid paper pad from Jillibean Soup. And the pattern paper is red with a white polka dot, with a small white polka dot. And I'm just gonna get them cut out and then use some adhesive that has a fine tip on it and apply the glue to the back of the cut file, and then go ahead and stick the pattern paper down. I find this is the easiest way to back cut files, and I don't mind doing the fussy cutting. I actually think it's a lot quicker than running the paper through the silhouette and cutting the inside pieces, which you could totally do if you're really familiar with the Silhouette Design software. But I just find it just as easy just to go ahead and fussy cut. So I'm going to do the X's, and then I'll go ahead and do the O's with this pattern paper here. And I'm just going to, again, turn it over, trace the inside of the cut file, and then cut around my trace lines, leaving a little bit of a border so that it'll fit nicely inside the cut file. The adhesive that I like to use, there's a couple different adhesives that I use, but recently I've been using this iCraft from Thermoweb Ultra Bond adhesive. It dries clear and it's permanent, and you can purchase these additional tips for them, and it's a really, really fine needle tip, and it works really, really well using cut files that have smaller borders on them. So that is one that I really like. I also have a glue pen that I like to use, and that is from, let me see, I don't know who, oh, it's a Zig Memory System two-way glue pen that works really nice as well for doing the cut files. So if you're looking for an adhesive that works, those two work. And then also I have a Tombow Mono Glue that I like. That one I like because if you let it dry a little bit before adhering the cardstock down, it becomes like a removable adhesive. So if you needed to lift it up, it's very easy to lift up and reposition again. So now I have the inside of the O's, and for this cut file, the inside of the O's are these small little hearts. And I'm just going to take some of the pink dot paper from the 6x8 paper pads and use the pink with the white dot for the inside of this heart. And that will go inside of the O's. And you can see that fine tip there on that glue from Thermoweb, the iCraft from Thermoweb. It works really, really well. It lets out just a little bead of adhesive. So I'm going to add some foam to the back of the cut file just to get it popped up on my background. This cut file is a newer cut file that is available in the Silhouette Design store. It is from Jillibean Soup, so if you're interested, there are some new cut files in there for Valentine's Day that are super cute. So you guys make sure you head on over there and check those out. So I'm just using these inside pieces that cut out with my Silhouette to get the inside of the O's in position. And I could have just stuck them on there, but I decided just to use this little backer piece just to get the placement right. That way they were all lined up perfectly. At first I thought I was going to leave the center O open, but I will end up cutting another heart and getting that filled in as well. So now I'm going to get started on the background, and I like a white background, but sometimes I like to jazz it up a little bit, and this time I'm going to use some black India ink and just add a whole bunch of splatters using this paintbrush, and this is just a cheap paintbrush. I just get the paintbrush filled with the India ink and I just splatter all over the background. I want lots and lots of splatter, so I'm going to do this quite a few times just to get enough coverage there in the center. And I'm just trying to keep it in the center of the layout because that's where I know where my cut file is going to go. So I'm going to get a lot of splatter down And then I'm going to pull out some of the stamp sets from Jillibean Soup and find some smaller stamps like some hearts, some solid hearts and some outline hearts, and then some little dots. And I'm going to use the stamp sets Heart Birdhouse and the Garden Harvest stamp set to add some different things to the background. So I have some solid hearts, some outline hearts, and then there are some little dots, and I think they're meant for the inside of flowers, but I'm just going to use them just to randomly put on the page just to add some interest to the background. This is just an easy way to jazz up your background. If you're using a piece of white cardstock and you want to do a little something to the background, splatters and stamps are a great way to do this. I'm just using some black VersaFine ink and stamping these out all over. And I think it looks really cute at the end once the layout is complete. It's just like little confetti hearts all over the page. So I'm going to go in with this outline heart. It's a great way to use up your stamps as well. If you have a whole bunch of stamps, like with these smaller images like this, it's really fun to add them to a background and create your own little pattern paper kind of. So I'm going to get a whole bunch of these down on my page. And I thought about adding maybe some red or some pink in here as well, but in the end I decided just to go ahead and stick with the black. I really, really love the pop of black behind the cut file. This is the Garden Harvest stamp set, and I'm just pulling out a couple of the dots from this stamp set. And like I said, I think they're meant for the inside of the flowers, but I'm just going to use them just for some more little fun here in the back. It just reminds me of confetti in the background. So this is the really, really small dot, just adding it around the page. And I'm focusing more around the outside of the layout, not too much in the center because there's a whole lot of splatter there in the center. So kind of just the outside around the cut file. And I really like the way that looks, but I'm going to add a couple more of these outline hearts because I know my photos are going to go up there at the top, and a lot of these are going to get covered up. So I just wanted to add a few more there at the top. So I'm going to pull the adhesive off, or the backing to the foam, and get that positioned where I want it. And then get my photos cut up, and I just have this grid that I created in one of the apps on my phone. I printed my photos in black and white, and they're just some silly selfies of Liam and I. He loves playing with the different filters and putting ears and noses on him. And so whenever he wants to play with the phone and the camera, I of course let him, and we take all kinds of photos, and he just thinks it's hilarious. So I'm just trying to figure out where I want my photos. And for my journaling on this is what I talk about is anytime my little boy wants to play around with my phone and take pictures, I'm always going to have time for him to do that. It's just cute. He thinks it's hilarious. And some of the filters, they have tails. You can see the tail like swishing back and forth, and he's always like looking behind him, looking for the tail. It's so cute. Or if it's a filter that puts glasses on you, he'll try and grab the glasses off his face. It's just really cute. So I enjoy letting him play with the phone and taking the photos with him. So I wanted to create this layout, and I thought this XOXO cut file was perfect. I do keep the embellishments light. I did fussy cut some of these flowers from one of the pattern papers from Jillibean Soup, and I add a couple enamel shapes from a couple different collections. I do some red hearts, and then I also do some red dots, and then I believe I do one word strip from Rainbow Rue, the 6x12 sticker sheet, and that is pretty much it for embellishments. The pattern papers really stand out at me. I think they're really bold, and all of the background stamping and sprinkles, I thought that the layout just needed some light embellishments. So here I am doing the third O. So I'm just using a different pattern paper, a different pink pattern paper for that center one, and I'll get that positioned down. And I did pop all of those hearts up on some foam, some fun foam as well. So I'll get this one stuck down. And then I'll find that word strip, and I believe it says love you more, and it's in black with white text, and I just thought it was really cute, so I'll go ahead and stick that down on my layout. And that pretty much finishes it up. I'll get my journaling down as well. It's just an easy way to create a page and create some fun in your background by using some splatters and some smaller stamps, and then using a cut file really helps make your page pop. You can get lots of different colors and patterns on a page. For this one, I stuck with the pink, the black, and the red, more like a love Valentine type layout, but you could do them all in a different color and a different pattern as well. But using the files is just really fun. It's a great way to get your page started and a great way to use a lot of your pattern papers from your stash. So here I am just getting these enamel shapes stuck down to my page, and I like to use my tweezers because these little things always get away from me. So use my tweezers to get them placed down where I want them, and then I'll just kind of push them down into place so that they don't go anywhere. And then the last thing I'll do is get my journaling down, and I use my We Are Memory Keepers typewriter to type out my strip of journaling, and I will add that to the bottom of the page. I will have some still shots down below for you guys. If you have any questions, just leave them down below and I will get to them as soon as I can. If you have any questions or want a link to anything that I'm using, make sure you head on over to the Jillibean Soup blog as well and check out the blog posts. And also make sure you head on over to our Instagram page where you can find lots of inspiration and tons of inspiring projects from the design team. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys in my next video. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the Jillibean Soup YouTube channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you guys will get notified when new videos go up here on this channel. Thanks guys, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.